Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into Podcast Room 303. Introducing one co-host with more nuggets than Chick-fil-A, Nick Morahan. Executive producer until we find someone better, Eric Washington. Nobody really knows what he does around here, Nevada Putnam. And now, the single greatest thing to happen to hosting in history, Jermaine Antonio Colon Mendez. On with the show. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into Podcast Room 303, episode 276. On today's episode, we'll be getting into the NBA Divisional breakdowns for the year of 2024. Kicking off with the Northwest. Hold on. What's it? Northwest and Southeast. Yeah, because it makes sense.
It doesn't make sense.
How you doing this evening, Eric?
Doing good, man. On this beautiful early morning here. Game day for Texas. I know it's an NBA episode, but big day, dude. We're playing General Booty today, bro.
This is about hoops, bro.
We're playing General Booty today.
Rep the Tar Heels like you know you do. This is about hoops.
All right. Go Sixers. No, I'm just kidding.
Disgusting.
Just the Philly Tourette's just everywhere I go, right?
Just spewing vomit everywhere. And then they're going to lose one game. He's like, I'm a fan of this team.
Yeah. Typical Philly fan. What do you expect?
So is Kevin Sirianni getting fired?
No. Well, I mean, me personally, I don't think he should, and I don't want him to. Seems about 80% of Philadelphia does already think he should be fired. So I don't know what, I know it's a basketball episode, last thing I'll say, but I don't understand why you would fire somebody who took you to the playoffs 3 times in a row and won plus 10 plus games every season. So whatever.
And his playoff record is really fucking good. It's all right. Jacksonville will need a new coach after this year.
Oh, that's just the cycle?
Yeah.
That's just all right.
Rinse, repeat, dog.
Rinse, repeat. All right, bet.
So now that I have you on recording, you cannot back out.
Mm-hmm.
This is going out to the public.
Yeah.
What? Let's make a bet for this Saints-Eagles game, bro.
All right, let's do it.
Winner picks up the tab tomorrow.
Picks up the tab?
Yeah, for food.
I mean, that sounds totally fair.
I can't get drunk tomorrow. I have training at 5.
Uh-huh.
I do.
I've seen you train before.
No, you have not. What's that supposed to mean? It sounds very sexual.
It might have been.
It's provocative.
I mean, yeah, that sounds fun. I was thinking
say it. Yeah, I'm just throwing a suggestion because you're not an idea man. What you like to do is not listen and then turn to me and say the same idea I just told you. And I'm like, what are we doing, brother?
That's what I'm waiting for you to plant the seed so I can take credit for it later.
Yeah.
Nah. Well, I think we should do the loser pickups to build no matter what. That's just
a non sequitur. That's obvious etiquette.
Yeah, like if you're not doing that, you're not a decent person. Like if I lose, I will gladly pick up the bill.
Nick picked up the bill one time and he holds it over my head till this day.
Yeah, well, man, I'm really trying to think here. I'm trying to think of something cool.
Good talk.
I was gonna say, loser has to buy World Cup tickets.
World Cup. I'm probably not going
because they're pricing.
Have you seen the prices for tickets to things nowadays? Yeah. Texas versus Texas A&M was $600 for I got to bring binoculars just to see, far away.
I don't know, man. What are you thinking? I'm open to anything. Like the FIFA tickets or the World Cup tickets is kind of ridiculous. They're like $3,000.
Yeah, for real. Over a regular season contest. If this was the NFC Championship, maybe we could make it. It's week 3, my guy, and World Cup tickets are on the line. I think we peaked. There's no bets the rest of the season.
That's true. That's the peak. Well, let's do the episode, and I'll see if anything. Since I'm not an idea man, I'll see if I can somehow come up with one in the meantime, and then we'll close out the episode with whatever the bet's gonna be.
If I win,
mm-hmm.
you get a tattoo. If you win, you get a tattoo.
I'm getting tattoos anyway. So what's the? Are you paying for it if I win?
It's never what I said. What I said.
I'll do that if I win. If the Eagles win, you pay for my next tattoo. If the Eagles lose, I'll pay for your next.
Nah, I'm not paying for no tattoo, bro.
Well, I'll get something chill, small.
You've already paid money for a tattoo you haven't gotten.
I'll get teardrops, right? Oh, dude, don't. Why you gotta bring that?
That blows my mind, dude. Blows my mind. That's how we're using money nowadays. For future permanent ink on my body that I may not like, and then I'll have to get fixed. Which we're at. How many are we at now? Three of them that you don't like?
No, there's only two. Whatever, dude. It's a process. It's a journey. Nobody gets it right the first time. Every time, I mean, you know what I mean? Like, sometimes.
It's not about getting it right, big fella. It's about forever. We have forever.
The thing about it is you can cover these things, so.
You're going to be darker than an off screen.
It just, yeah. It just hurts a lot more because it's already scar tissue. So when you cover tattoos, it hurts.
And this is the whole reason I would get a tattoo, because it's like what I like today. You know what I mean? Like, you're going to be a Mavericks fan in 3 years. So if you get a Sixers tattoo, like,
there will be no more team switching for me. And by team switching, I mean I never switched. I just there
it is. This motherfucker.
It didn't make sense.
Shut up, you Tar Heel fan.
No, dude, I don't.
You're a big Drake May guy.
Can we just get on with the episode? I feel targeted, dude. 15-yard penalty targeting.
Oh, dude, you play soft college ball? This is NFL, bro. Sheldon Brown laying out Reggie Bush.
Hey, hopefully we see a lot of that this weekend.
There ain't a whole lot of Sheldon Browns running around, big fella. Y'all stink.
Hey, real quick, for any of you fantasy football players out there, if you're a Chris Olave owner, Darius Slay has given up 100% catch rate in 2 games.
And Quinyon Mitchell's given up hella targets.
So do with that as you please. If you own Rashid Shaheed, don't leave him on your bench.
Fire up the car. I'm starting Derek Carr over Jared Goff this weekend. Jared Goff.
And it's in the dome, dude. It's going to be a rough day.
I'm firing up Derek Carr just because, like, I fired up Jared Goff for 2 weeks and homie has 500 and something yards and can't throw a goddamn touchdown. Fuck that guy, dude. He's the new Derek Carr.
I mean, last year the dude was throwing touchdowns left and right. Now he's the new Derek Carr.
It's a new season. We don't talk about last year. Look at you. I knew your second favorite team was the Dallas Cowboys.
Dude, all right, dude. We're not. Come on, man. It's fucking 10 a.m., dude. It's good.
What are you talking about? It's 11.
That says 10:58.
Oh, my brother. Come on now. You're the king of rounding up.
I know.
That's why you always tell ladies, yeah, it's 6 inches.
That's not true.
I've heard it with my own mouth.
Yeah, well, you know.
I said with my own mouth. You didn't catch it.
All with my ears, and I heard it with my mouth, dude.
All right, that's enough filibustering and busting Eric's balls. Let's get into we want to start with the Northwest, right? Let's just do the Northwest.
Yeah, let me get
Might as well, since I said that one first.
Our viewers.
We're starting in the middle of our spreadsheet.
That's how it works, dude.
It's just...
Honestly, I don't even know how I came up with this, dude. I sat for like 20 minutes trying to figure out how I came up with this order, and it makes absolutely no sense.
Dog,
I must have been on an edible or something.
Dog, you legit were just like, that one. That one.
I was like, north, south? That sounds like it goes together. West, east? Oh, perfect.
My guy was doing...
I just went around the compass, dude.
My guy was doing the compass. Oh, boy. So, Northwest Division is Oklahoma City Thunder, Minnesota Timberwolves, Denver Nuggets, Utah Jazz, and Portland Trailblazers. Why don't you tell us the order and then give us the odds for the first team, Eric?
All right. So, Oklahoma City Thunder finished first last year. They're projected to finish first this year. To win the NBA Finals, they're at plus 700, which is the second best odds, if I'm not mistaken. To win the division, they are minus 110. To make the playoffs, minus 2,500. To miss it is plus 1,100. And their win total has been set at 56.5.
Holy
Jesus.
How many do you have the last year's
I'm
finish?
I'm pulling it up.
2023, 2024 NBA standings.
How many wins they had last year?
Yeah, because that 56.5 is kind of.
Last year they finished with 57.
Damn. So they just said, all right. Okay. Guess that's how we're rocking. 57. Man, that division was crazy. 57, 57, 56. You imagine the Timberwolves getting 56 dubs and then getting third in their own division? Like how salty you have to be.
It's pretty crazy.
I would be pissed the fuck off.
And I think people have gotten so used to seeing 50-win teams because the I guess the talent disparity has been so bad in the NBA with all these super teams. But like, if you win 50 games, you should be a 1 or 2 seed in the conference, not just your division.
Yeah, 50 games. This was 56. They were above 55. Eric, nobody's used to that.
I know what I'm saying, because I mean, if you look at the West,
60 is still a crazy number to everybody, my man. Like,
out of 8 teams that made the playoffs, 5 have 50 plus wins.
Yeah, but they also had 3 teams with 27 and below.
Yeah, and of course on the Eastern Conference, it's not like that. The West was just a powerhouse, just stacked last year. But
yeah, it's so the East, total we had 7 teams, 27 wins and below.
Yeah,
and then everyone else had 31 or more. I actually thought there was pretty good parity last year. Celtics blew everyone out of the water, and then Milwaukee was 49, Cleveland 48. Those are damn near 50-win teams.
Yeah.
So, anyways, Oklahoma City Thunder re-signed Isaiah Joe on a 4-year deal and Aaron Wiggins on a 5-year deal. The additions that they made via free agency and trade was they acquired Alex Caruso from the Chicago Bulls and Isaiah Hartenstein on a 3-year deal to add some depth and size on their front line, which was actually, those 2 moves based on natural leap for the rest of their guys makes you really think 57 is in the cards.
Yeah, I agree. Real quick question for you. They lost to Dallas, right? In the playoffs last year. Who did I'm spacing out. I can't remember who they got bounced by.
Oklahoma?
Yeah.
I thought Minnesota and Oklahoma played each other.
Okay. Well, the reason I'm bringing it up is because you just talked about the free agents. It's weird because people are going to hear other names and think, to me, this is like the perfect signing for this team. Both of those, Caruso and Hartenstein, were the perfect signings for really the only, I'm not going to say weaknesses, but the only areas where that they could have been like large improvement was the big man and what Caruso is going to come in and do for them. So I think 57 is.
Minnesota beat Denver. Minnesota beat Denver. Yeah, and Dallas beat Oklahoma.
And Dallas was killing them with the Derek Lively and who's the
other? They couldn't rebound, man. So PJ Washington and Jesus, why do I keep drawing a blank on Dallas Mavericks forwards? They traded.
Derek Lively was the draft guy, right?
And that was their number 1 pick. I thought that was a great pick. When that happened, I didn't think he was going to be as good as he was. That's a byproduct of Luke and Kyrie. But they traded for PJ Washington and Daniel Gafford.
Thank you.
There you go.
Thank you.
Damn. I had to rack my brain for that one, dude.
I was about to Google it. I was like, fuck it, I'm not going to remember it. But yeah.
And to wrap up departures for the Oklahoma City Thunder, Josh Giddey went the other way in the Alex Caruso trade. Gordon Hayward retired. Oh, man, what a bummer. And then Lindy Waters III was traded to the Warriors. Man, that name will forever be synonymous with that video of like the girl who's like, who's your sports hall pass or whatever. She picked Lindy Waters III, and I was like,
All the people you could have said.
First of all, any girl names the 15th, 16th, like two-way player. This man was on a two-way contract. Any girl names a two-way contract player, suspect. Like you're cheating.
Yeah.
There's no way you just know Lindy Waters the third.
She just saw the name and was like, that sounds like a guy who's really good at basketball.
It's a fire name.
It is.
I kind of wish she was better. Because that Lindy name is just such an old school, like that's like a 60s, 70s type of name.
Yeah.
That's like a, never mind.
All right.
Give us your choices for Oklahoma City.
So,
I was about to make a ridiculous joke.
On the 56.5, I'm taking the over. I think they're going to hit 60 wins. I do believe they make the playoffs. They get first in the division. They win the division. And I actually think they're going to win the NBA championship this year. So.
Oh, shocker. You just got, where'd you get that take from?
I don't know. It's incepted in me somewhere.
Yeah, I haven't been talking about.
No. I'll give you your flowers. You've been talking about the Oklahoma City Thunder and what they've been doing and how they've been building it the right way for a couple years. You picked them last year to win, didn't you?
I know. I'm picking them again this year, so I agree with you.
But now this right here, like I'll give you your flowers, but this right here is not based off that. This is just based off. I love hoops. I watch hoops, and if you look at this team, what they did last year, what they've added, and what they lost. This is a team that only got better. I don't see how they regress unless a player regresses. But
injury. That's
right.
the other risk of taking 56.5, right? Because if Shea misses, extended time, if Chet misses extended time, you hope that their depth, especially at bringing Caruso and Hartenstein, right? So they essentially replaced Giddey with Caruso and brought in Hartenstein to back up Chet. So that way, when they're going up against the Minnesota Timberwolves and the Denver Nuggets and the Dallas Mavericks, Chet Holmgren isn't the only man they got to block and rebound. You know what I mean? So they can plus up in size. I think that Isaiah Hartenstein's a great pickup.
Yeah,
it keeps blowing my mind that he keeps entering free agencies and teams don't keep him because he was with the Clippers. I thought he was good. Mm-hmm. Then he was sent to the Knicks. Mm-hmm. With the Knicks, he came into his own with Tibbs. And now the Knicks, Jalen Brunson takes a massive pay cut and Hartenstein still walks. And it's like, my goodness, what is we doing, bro? Like, nobody likes quality centers. This is the whole Andre Drummond debate. Like, Andre Drummond is a starting center in this league, and nobody will give him a starting center role. So he just keeps going and backing up playoff teams.
Yeah, I mean.
Minus Chicago. Chicago's not a playoff team.
I'd start a guy who can give me 12 rebounds on any given night.
Give me the over. Yes to win the division. Obviously, yes to make the playoffs. And then, my bromance I have brewing with the Oklahoma City Thunder. So, championship bound, baby. Let's go.
All right. So, next is the Minnesota Timberwolves. They finished third last year. For the finals, they're at plus 1,000. To win this division, they're at plus 230. To make the playoffs is minus 1,200. To miss it is plus 700. And their win line has been set at 52.5. Dang. Yeah,
Minnesota is. I like that line a lot better than this OKC would. Boy, oh boy. So Minnesota re-signed Luka Garza a 2-year deal. PJ Dozier and Joe Ingles were brought in on 1-year deals. Kyle Anderson joined the Warriors in free agency. Jordan McLaughlin joined the Kings. Wendell Moore Jr. was traded to the Pistons. And Monte Morris joined the Suns. Oh, man, the Suns got 2 point guards. That's pretty good for them. Oh. Bradley Beal is shit out of luck. Minnesota also added Terrence Shannon Jr., the kid that was wrongfully accused out of Illinois of rape. And then they brought in Bobby Clintman. They also they finished a draft day trade with San Antonio for Rob Dillingham. I love the moves they made as far as long term. 52.5 is a lot. I think I'm going to take the over on this one purely because I think Denver took a step back. So I'll take over, no to win the division, yes to make the playoffs. And I'd be remiss if I didn't also sprinkle a little pizza money on the Timberwolves to win the ship, because Anthony Edwards just hit a massive glow up in the playoffs and then followed it up by playing with the Olympic team. And typically, ball players who play international basketball in the summer take the league by storm, right? They start hot, which is what Lauri Markkanen did when he was out there repping for Norway before. So it's a lot of the German kids came in from that Germany FIBA World Cup that they won and just hit the league running. So I'm going to sprinkle some money on Anthony Edwards to win MVP as well.
Okay, nice. So just to second some of the points you made, I completely agree with Denver taking a step back. This team is actually built on the Lakers. To me, it's built on the Lakers recipe on how to beat Denver the year that the Lakers won the championship. So I do agree. I do think they'll be the over. They will make the playoffs. I do have them going second. And again, I agree with you as far as it doesn't hurt to sprinkle a little bit of money on that plus 1,000 for the Timberwolves win championship. I mean, you turn $10 into what? 100? So
turn $1 into 10.
So just saying, like it's a smart bet considering how they're built and what you said about Anthony Edwards. Remember that people forget that the year that everybody thought Luka was going to win the MVP, I think it was like his third year, he played that summer and came into the league not fat like he always does. So it does make a difference. And Anthony Edwards being around KD, Curry, LeBron, hopefully he had his wisdom, or was open to taking all that wisdom.
You can't be an elite ball player like Anthony Edwards is and not learn something from playing with Steph Curry, LeBron, Bam Adebayo, Kevin Durant, Jrue Holiday, Derek White. Not only that, you got to factor in the fact that he's being coached by Steve Kerr, right? He's playing with Embiid and Anthony Davis, so he knows those guys' tendencies. He knows what they look for. He knows how they think. And he understands what playing at a championship level means. Not only first going to the Western Conference Finals, but ultimately winning a gold medal in the summer. That is invaluable experience. And so I'm expecting Anthony Edwards to take a full season leap this year.
That'd be sick.
Yeah, that'd be tight. Let's get into the next team.
Yeah, so the next one is going to be the Denver Nuggets. They finished second last year. Their finals odds are plus 950. To win their division is plus 300. To make the playoffs, minus 1,200. To miss the playoffs is plus 700. And their win-loss total is set at 51.5.
51.5 is really, really fucking high. I know they have the best player in the world who's probably going to win his fourth MVP, but that's a lot of wins for a team that lost their starting shooting guard, one of their primetime three-point shooters who helped stretch the floors. So, in case you weren't, since I didn't go through it, departures for this team: Kentavious Caldwell-Pope left to the Magic via free agency, great pickup for Orlando, and Reggie Jackson was traded to the Hornets. He played some great bench platoon minutes for them. I think that's sort of a loss, but they did offset it with their additions. So they brought in Russell Westbrook on a 2-year deal. Now, Russell Westbrook is a polarizing individual when it comes to the world of professional hoops, but he is a great sixth man, and he's embraced that role. And Russell Westbrook wants nothing more than to win a championship, and I think he has every opportunity to do that with the Denver Nuggets. And then Dario Saric, he's a great stretch big, and so I think he can fit in pretty well. He also has great IQ as when to cut, how to cut, where to be to get the ball from Joker. So that's great. And then they re-signed DeAndre Jordan, and then they brought Jamal Murray. Not brought him back, but they extended Jamal Murray on a 4-year ridiculous contract. The homie needs to start playing better in the regular season for the money that this man has been making.
Yeah.
It's bonkers.
We love that you show up in the playoffs the way you do. We love it.
It's dope, but can you take some load off Jokic?
We don't just pay you for the playoffs, homie.
like the contract is for the 82 games to see if you even make it to the playoffs. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You get paid game checks. This is 82 game checks. That's wild. But yeah, Denver, I'm going under 51 and a half. Yes, to make the playoffs. I still think they're one of the better teams. I just think their offense isn't going to be quite as potent as it usually is. And I'll go no to win the division, and they'll get. I think they get clapped in the playoffs this year.
Okay. Yeah, so I pretty much agree, man. That line is a little high for them, considering I think it's a huge loss. Reggie Jackson and how am I spacing out? What's his name?
You named the one that isn't even that big a
Yeah,
loss.
the other one.
Come on,
Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. I think those are huge losses. And yeah, I agree. Under the 51, they will make the playoffs. They're still that good of a team. They still have the best player in the world. They'll finish third in this division. I don't know about smacked in the playoffs, but I don't see them getting out of the set. They might get out of the first round. They will not get out of the second round.
They lost arguably their best 3-point shooter and arguably their best perimeter defender.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna get clapped, bro.
But they
don't have athleticism on the 4 or the 3.
Yeah.
Michael Porter Jr. Who knows what Michael Porter Jr. like? He's a good ball player, but is he ever really going to do? I wouldn't be shocked if they make some sort of splash trade where Michael Porter Jr. goes one way and they go another way. Here's looking at you, Jimmy Butler.
Come on, man. Don't do that.
What? I can't speak things into existence?
Not things that are contrary to the Sixers winning a championship.
Well, I don't care. They should have signed Jimmy Butler.
That's crazy, dude. You put Jimmy with them?
Bro, Jimmy Butler, Jamal Murray, and Jokic.
They at least make the Western Conference Finals.
Minimum. Minimum.
All right. Moving down, the Utah Jazz, they finished 4th last year. They are plus 100,000 to win the finals, plus 5,500. Am I reading the right thing here? Yeah, plus 60,000.
You put these odds in, bro.
Yeah, sorry. I'm like, is that an extra zero? Plus 60,000 to win the division, plus 1,800 to make the playoffs, minus 6,000 to miss the playoffs, and their win total set at 29.5.
I mean, you probably can't see those without your glasses.
No, it was a lot of zeros with no commas. I was like, what's going on here?
Yeah, you put them in. Why? What's up with the punctuation?
We made it work.
Optional. I mean, no, we didn't. Everyone's laughing at you right now. Utah re-signed Johnny Juzang, kid out of UCLA, and Lauri Markkanen to a 5-year extension after just what was a gluttonous amount of trade talks that amounted to nothing. They brought in Drew Eubanks on a 2-year deal. Patty Mills came in on a 1-year deal, and V. Mikuluk on a 4-year deal. They lost Chris Dunn via sign and trade with the Clippers. They waived Russell Westbrook after that sign and trade, and then they waived Omer Yurtseven. God, just a lot of fun names on this Utah list. 29.5. Boy, oh boy. How many wins did they have last year?
31.
I know. That's
yeah.
I think they got worse.
So
I think they got no, I'm gonna take an over, dude.
You're taking the over?
Give me the over.
Okay.
I think they get back to over 30.
Okay. Obviously no for the playoffs.
Absolutely yes to make the playoffs.
All right, bet.
At 30 wins.
I'm taking the under. Not so much a reflection of Utah. I think they got worse, but not like significantly worse. I just think other teams around that area got better. So it's going to lead to a few less wins for them. I'll put them at like 28, 27 wins, which hits the under. Obviously no for the playoffs, and I have them finishing 4th.
I love their draft. Keontae George gets another step, another year. Colin Sexton proved that he can be an efficient guard in this league. I love their coach. I mean, they got Kyle Flipowski in the second round, and he was
Duke, right?
Yeah, Duke.
Yeah.
And he was considered to be like a top 10 pick. You know what I mean? Like he was a lottery guy, and they got him in the second round. They got Cody Williams.
The guy from Colorado, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Damn.
Well, he's brothers with somebody, isn't he?
I know. That's what I'm trying to remember.
It's one
his
of the
name.
kids from Oklahoma City, right?
I think it's Jalen Williams.
Yeah.
It's the good one. He's brothers with the good one, the one that's going to get paid out by Oklahoma City if he hasn't already got paid out.
I don't know if Walker Kessler is 7 feet, but with Phillip, the guy from Duke, with Marketing, if
they're all 7 feet.
If Kessler's 7 feet, they have 3 7-footers that are all, well, the guy from Duke we have to see, but could be really good.
Yeah, I mean, he can space the floor too, which is what you need around Walker Kessler, unless Walker Kessler develops that little corner Antonio McDyess jumper, that baseline jumper, dude.
Yeah.
Antonio McDyess was a sniper from there, bro. But we don't shoot 2-point jump shots no more. Isaiah Collier out of USC, they picked him up at pick 29. I really think I don't think this team got worse. To add all that talent and to have gotten worse, nah. I think they get 30 wins, especially because there's a lot of bad teams in
the East,
in the NBA in general. Yes. But yeah, the East for sure. No, Utah. I think Utah did a really good job this offseason with the draft, and then if they would have traded Lauri Markkanen, the under for sure. But I think those rooks are going to come in. Look, Keontae George flashed last year. Every time I saw him play on the court, and their coach is just a wizard. I can't stop talking about that coach. I even put money on him to win Coach of the Year. Knew it wasn't going to happen, but that dude needs more praise. So this could be a team that surprises people, and that's where I'll leave it at. But I'll take the over and then nose across the board, and let's move into the next squad.
All right, so we have the Portland Trailblazers to close out the Northwest. They finished 5th last year. They're at 100,000, plus 100,000 for the NBA Finals, plus 60,000 to win the division. To make the playoffs is plus 3,000. To miss it is minus 20,000, and their win line has been set at 22.5. Portland finished last year with 21 wins.
Man, this team, I don't really know what to do with this team. They didn't sign anyone in free agency. They traded for Denny Advia from the Wizards for Malcolm Brogdon. Thought that was a great trade. And then they brought Devontae Graham in on a 1-year deal because I don't think they had enough guards. Then they drafted Donovan Clingan, the rookie out of Connecticut who just won back-to-back titles. 7'2", 280, defensive just juggernaut. Honestly, man, 21 feels low. 21 feels low, but that's because I think I value the parts of the whole individually better than they, amount to together. 21 is low. Give me the under.
Under. All right. Yeah, I have him going under. I don't really like, 22 is if you only win 22 games in a season, it's a god awful season. But Phoenix got better, Sacramento got better, Memphis is getting job back, New Orleans got better, Houston's more experienced, getting better, San Antonio brought in pieces, got better. Like, it's just, there's a lot of teams that got better, and it's not a reflection of this team. I just think they didn't really make any moves to move the needle, and a lot of people around them got better. So yeah, under, no playoffs. They'll finish last in this division. They'll probably be the worst team in the NBA, in my opinion.
No chance. The Washington Wizards and Brooklyn Nets, Toronto Raptors, Charlotte Hornets. Portland will be the worst in the West.
Oh man, I was just gonna say, just way to name all the Eastern Conference. Like, it's so bad, dude.
There's a lot of bad teams. They'll be the worst in the West. I'll give you that. But
I forget they had DeAndre Ayton, and he's worth something in the NBA.
Bro, the team is good. They got Robert Williams III, right? Jabari Walker. They got Tumini Kamara. They have Chris Murray. They have Shadon Sharp, Jeremy Grant, Denny Advia, Devontae Graham, Matisse Thybulle, DeAndre Ayton, Anthony Simon, Scoot Henderson, and they added Donovan Clingan.
I'd like to change my comment. I don't know if they'll be the worst team in the NBA, but I do think they'll be. I do hope. I'm actually hoping this happens, but I predict they'll be fire sellers before the draft deadline.
They got a lot of players that can help people win some championships. I think they'll be a fun team though. But that I like a lot of their players individually, and but I don't think Anthony Simons is gonna stay with that team for very long.
Okay. So we pretty much lined up on this division.
Well, it's because you weren't being a jackass this year.
That's true. At least for this division.
Last year, you were being flagrant about every team, just fucking taking all these stances, and then when the season wasn't going the way you said it was gonna go, you were up in arms, like this isn't what I said was gonna happen. I was just like, no shit, bro. You were just being contrarian.
Yeah.
My exact order is gonna be Thunder, Timberwolves, Nuggets, Jazz, Trailblazers.
Okay.
I think it finishes.
That's exactly how.
I think Denver and Minnesota flip this year, and then everyone else finishes the same.
Yeah.
I
have the exact same finishing order. There's a couple of divisions that are a little harder to predict, but this one, when I went through it, it just feels right. You know what I mean? Obviously, we can't predict injuries. People regress. People have off seasons, but if everything goes according to plan, Oklahoma City should. I really think they're going to win 60 games, dude. I really want to see if I can find a bet on DraftKings that says that.
You won't. Scared.
I hate you. All right, fine. I was going to say so.
Take the bet.
Yeah, I'll take the bet. I'll text Nick and see if we can throw that in. A little 50-piece nugget on there.
All right. Any last thoughts on the Northwest Division?
No, we pretty much covered it.
Does Portland fire Chauncey Billups?
Second year or third year?
I think he's in his third, man.
If it's in his third year and they win less than 25 games, yes. Because after you mentioned it, DeAndre Ayton, Jeremy Grant, Scoot Henderson, Shadon Sharp, you got to win 30 games with those players. Like, you had to. Those are high-level contributing NBA players.
Oh, he's going into his fourth year.
Yeah, he's fired for sure if he wins less than 25 games. For sure, dude. Bring in Sam Cassell.
Dude, come on. Get your own.
Nah, man.
Go find your own coach to hype up. Yeah, I think Chauncey Billups gets axed this year. It's he came in to coach Damian Lillard and then they traded everybody. So I don't know if it's necessarily his fault, but he doesn't seem like a very good coach, in my opinion. The X's and O's aren't anything to write home about. And he hasn't really developed anybody. Like, who would you say has gotten better under Chauncey Billups? I know like one name that I could say.
I got nothing, dude.
Yeah, Matisse Thybulle is the only one.
No.
Yeah, Thybulle is a good 3-point shooter now, which
it's just the air thinner up there. That's all it is.
Nah, it's just wasn't playing for shitty fans anymore.
I agree with people that Philadelphia sports fans are shit. I just happen to be one of them.
They shit. Me shit. We shit.
Yeah. I mean, you got to be... Look, you have to embrace what you are. If you don't embrace what you are, you know what I mean? Just embrace it. People hate us. They not us. They wish they were us.
I bet. I'll get you a Tar Heel hoodie then, so you can embrace who you are.
Burn the whole apartment complex.
Oh, yeah. Everyone loses their stuff. All right. So we have next division is the Southeast, which everyone had it finishing like this last year, right? You want to give us that order?
So last year, it finished Orlando Magic first, Miami Heat second, Atlanta Hawks third, Charlotte Hornets fourth, Washington Wizards fifth. Everybody saw that coming, right? Paulo Banchero, future MVP.
I mean, I had Orlando finishing second.
Hey, I love it. Yeah, let me go look at what
I was pretty high on Orlando last year. I remember talking them up coming into it. You know, now that the statutes of limitations on that bet have subsided, Eric actually made a bet with a friend of ours about the Orlando Magic finishing in the lottery versus making the playoffs. Eric was team lottery. And he took that fat L, even though I put a whole list together of why Orlando was going to be good the next year. And April of 23, Eric still was like preposterous. And he caught that L. But I did have Atlanta winning this division, which, whew, dude, DeJounte Murray and Trae Young, that was supposed to work, dude.
Supposed to.
It was supposed to work.
It didn't.
It did not. It did not.
All right. So let's give the folks here the odds for the Orlando Magic. Again, they finished first last year. Plus 6,500 for the finals. Minus 155 to repeat as division champs. To make the playoffs, minus 750 to miss it is plus 500. And their win total has been set at 47.5. What do you got?
Eric conspicuously deleted his division orders on our archival.
I didn't delete them.
Sketchy, bro.
I didn't delete them.
Sketchy. Can't take his L's. I
didn't. Okay, first of all, I didn't delete them. Second of all, I will openly admit I did not have Orlando division or second. Probably not even third, to be honest. So,
well, you had him in the lottery.
I'm not hiding the fact that I got that one wrong.
He went back and deleted them for archival purposes. You'll never know. Does an L exist if nobody knows about it? Orlando re-signed Gaga Batazzi for a 3-year deal. Gary Harris on a 2-year deal. Jonathan Isaac got a 5-year extension. I've wanted him to escape the torture chamber that is Orlando for decades, and it's never going to happen. Franz Wagner also got a 5-year extension, and they signed his brother on a 2-year extension. They also brought in Kentavious Caldwell-Pope on a 3-year deal, and Corey Joseph says agrees to a deal. I believe it was a 1-year stint. And then Joe Ingles left in free agency to join the Wolves. They locked up their core, man. They got to pay Paolo, but other than that, you got KCP running with Franz, Isaac, and Paolo. And then their point guard position once was, not very good. But now they have some capable guys there. Cole Anthony is a dope combo guard coming off the bench. They got the black Alex Caruso on their team with Jalen Suggs. And Corey Joseph's a steady hand, so I don't think. I wish they had done something more for their point guard position, which is what I feel is preventing them from being truly fantastic. But overall, I liked what they did this year.
Yeah, I agree. Locking up those core players was necessary. Following kind of Oklahoma's footsteps, just making sure those young guys are locked in. They should be buyers at the trade deadline for a point guard. To give them credit,
should have been buyers in the offseason.
To give them credit, though, they've done a wonderful job of being patient with those guys and letting them get better. Because Cole Anthony came in. What was the kid they got from Philly? Fultz.
Oh, Markelle Fultz?
Yeah, isn't he decently productive for them now?
He's not on the squad no more, brother.
He got traded or a cut?
I'm fairly certain he's gone.
Sad, dude. But they did show patience with Cole Anthony, because remember when he first came in, everybody gave up on him after 6 weeks.
Yeah, I mean everyone did give up on him.
And he's a nice little solid two-way player for him.
Oh, he's still unsigned. That's crazy.
Who?
Markelle Fultz.
Well, when you forget how to play basketball, I understand why.
He isn't number one overall good anymore because Philly fans broke him, but he was a serviceable backup, bro. That was for sure, you guys.
No, the dude forgot how to shoot a basketball.
Yeah, because you guys kept yelling at him in the streets, bro. He was just trying to get a cheesesteak. I'm just fucking with you, dude.
I know you are, but like
they added Tristan da Silva.
Right, that's the problem.
What was that?
You're probably right. That's the problem.
Tristan da Silva out of Colorado, with the 18th pick. So I thought that was a good pickup. The problem is they're notoriously bad at drafting guards. Like, I'm gonna reserve judgment for these guys to have a few years under their belts, but like Jet Howard and Anthony Black, I didn't really see much of anything from those guys. Granted, they were playing, on a playoff team in the rotation, so they were just being contributors solidly that way, but none of them seem to present the kind of playmaker that we want for this team. But Jalen Suggs continues to get better, so maybe he takes another leap, and Cole Anthony could still continue to get better as well. 47.5 feels like a lot, though.
It does?
Yeah. How many did they win last year?
47.
Just Vegas just phone it in and just say, hey, whatever the line they won last year, just give them a half game. Just put a hook on it.
If you look at it, there's really not that much parity between last year and this year. Like outside of the Pacific Division, everything pretty much lines up the same as it did last year. Predicted to line up the same as it did last year.
Yeah, it's interesting, man. It's like a healthy Miami team. Do they finish one game back?
A healthy Miami team who lost quite a bit of players, though.
I'm not worried about that.
Okay.
They lost a bunch of players the year before, and they still won 46 games.
Yeah, I suppose so, especially.
Doug, like, what are they going to do? Gabe Vincent's gone. All these other guys, like, what's his name that signed with the he signed with the Max Strus. Max Strus signed with Cleveland. Yeah. They're like, all these people left, and they came out here and 46 again. 46 again, and everyone was hurt.
Yeah.
So
makes no sense,
dude. You know what I mean? It's just like, dude, like when like average guys leave a team that, no disrespect to those guys, produced higher than we had anticipated, I'm not going to be like, oh, they're doomed. Just plug another guy into that spot. You know what I mean? I'm going to bank on Paolo taking a leap. Give me over 47.5. That's a large fucking number.
You got him winning a division?
Yeah, of course. I'm fading Miami. They're never healthy in the regular season.
I agree. I took the over. I think it'll be like one game over 47, but yeah, I agree. They'll win the division. They'll make the playoffs, and I think they'll hit the over.
Yeah, I'm not confident. Like if I was giving you a 1 to 10 confidence rating, I'll probably put that at a 5.7. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I like it.
So.
Who did they lose? They lost Caleb Martin. I guess they really only lost Caleb Martin and Patty Mills, huh?
Who are we talking about?
Miami.
Well, would you like to read the line and how they finished last year? The odds.
Sorry.
Oh, I thought we were moving into Miami. I was like, what a horrible segue.
You said they're going to finish one game back from Orlando.
No, they finished one game back last year.
Okay, I was like, because if they really only lost Caleb Martin, like they don't win this division.
No, they lost. They lost. Well, here, how about this? Give us the odds and where they finish, and I'll tell you.
Miami predicted to get second, plus 4,500 for the NBA Finals. To win this division is plus 180. To make the playoffs, minus 500. To miss the playoffs, plus 360. Their win total has been set at 44.5.
That's a great line. Departures. We'll start with departures since Eric was trying to get this answered. Orlando Robinson was waived. Patty Mills joined the Jazz. Caleb Martin joined the Sixers. And Jamal Cain joined the Pelicans. Bam Adebayo signed a 3-year extension. Thomas Bryant returned on a 1-year deal. Haywood Highsmith returned on a 2-year deal. And Kevin Love also had a 2-year deal. They brought in Alec Burks on a 1-year deal. Great. I think that's a great pickup. They basically just replaced Caleb Martin.
Yeah.
They just replaced Caleb Martin, and everyone else was like, you didn't really add anything to us. So, and then we'll get into, let's see what their their draft picks were. Give me one sec. Okay, that is not the roster. What you said roster, and then you sent me to their record complete Heat roster. Okay, that didn't work. Anywho,
are the links not working?
No, everything else has worked.
Oh,
yeah, everything else has worked. They were just decide I'm just gonna go a different route.
Maybe Miami didn't draft anybody. No, I'm just kidding. Did they get a steal? Everybody was talking about it. Like,
so they drafted that center Khalil Ware out of Indiana, and then they drafted Nikola Jurcic, but they traded him. Did Khalil Ware get hurt though? I thought he tore his ACL in summer league.
I thought there was like another Danny Hawkins top signing that they had. I don't know. Khalil Ware. How do you spell W-A-R-E?
Yeah, W-A-R-E.
I don't see anything about injury.
Me either. I think he got hurt in college, and I'm just putting it in. No, it was a Dayton guy who tore his ACL, I think. God, what a bummer, dude. No, but that Khalil Ware kid was balling for them in summer league.
Yeah, I didn't see anything about him getting injured.
I think it might have been Deron Holmes II, brother.
Oh, okay. What do you got for Miami's this year?
More of the same. Look, they win 45 games in their sleep, so I love the line at 44.5. I'm going to take the over here. I think it's a 2-dog race in this division. And I think it's going to be a really fun contest because Orlando kind of has the makeup of a team that can perfectly battle the Miami Heat. They're going to, bring their lunch pail and their hard hat, and they're going to get with it on the defensive end. And then they're going to get out and transition before Miami can set up that well-executed X's and O's defense. So I think because they kind of have that, antithetical team style, kind of like when Mexico beat Germany in the World Cup, I think it's going to set up for, styles make fights, and this one's going to be a real fun one. Anytime Miami's in a ball game, it usually is fun because Coach Bo really is that good. Speaking of, he should be the next coach of Team USA, right?
I agree. He was an assistant, right? So next logical move is to be the
Well, yeah, of course. Anyone who's good is going to be the assistant. Yeah. So Ty Lue was an assistant.
Yeah.
Ty Lue is another great choice to be the next coach. I think you got to go Spo though. Yeah, so give me the over. Yes, to make the playoffs. And I don't think they make the play-in this year.
So they're a
playoff team, top six. I think Pat Riley poked the bear
with Jimmy,
and Jimmy is in a contract year, and so I foresee Jimmy Butler kind of coming in and doing Jimmy Butler things. So. Yeah, I don't have them winning the division, and I'm not gonna. I mean, honestly, anyone should always bet money on Miami to win the title.
Just throw a little money on it.
Just throw a little money on it. What you saving that money for?
Wake up in July with a smile on your face.
Skip a coffee. If Jimmy gets a ring, then you get paid. You know what I mean? Like you'll be all right. Yeah. No, I do love the Miami Heat. Because it's a great organization, but this is kind of the last. I don't know if anyone's used this phrase before, but this is kind of the last dance.
All right. I think they are going to get second. I do think they didn't make the playoffs, but I actually have them under the 44.5. I was trying to sit here and give you a logical answer as to why.
You're just a hater.
But I've been sipping on that haterade, dude. And I'm never going to change. There are certain teams I just can't.
Just bring the bias, baby.
Miami's one of them. So much respect to Spo and Pat, and I wish Jimmy was a Sixer. But enjoy second in the division, and fuck you guys. I hope you guys lose in the playoffs real quick.
In case you guys at home didn't quite catch that subtext, it was when he said all respect to Coach Spo and Pat Riley, it was fuck Coach Spo, fuck Pat Riley, fuck the Heat, and yo mamas.
Still have a little respect for them though, because they are great at what they do.
Yeah, but you don't.
But
yeah, exactly. Thank you.
All right. So predicted to finish third is Atlanta Hawks. They finished third last year. Plus 60,000 to win the finals. Plus 1,100 to win the Southeast. Plus 170 to make the playoffs. Minus 210 to miss the playoffs. Their win total is 36.5.
Atlanta re-signed Vit Krejci. I don't know if I said that right. Apologies to that man. They brought in Dominic Barlow on a two-way deal. They traded for Dyson Daniels, Larry Nance Jr., David Roddy, and Cody Zeller. They lost Sadiq Bey to free agency. Bruno Fernando was waived. AJ Griffin was traded to the Rockets and has now subsequently retired, I believe. It's not official yet, but the 21-year-old's talking about walking away from hoops. EJ Liddell was traded to the Suns, and DeJounte Murray was traded to the Pelicans.
Oh, man.
Thoughts?
The experiment of Trae Young and DeJounte failed. I think they kept the wrong star. That's just my personal opinion. I'm a little biased towards DeJounte Murray, but I do think they kept the wrong star.
That's your guy, dude.
They kept the guy who's not going to give you any effort on defense. The players they lost, I don't know. DeJounte Murray was a tough loss. Bruno Fernando, Sadiq Bey. I don't know, man. It's tough for me on this because I can't put them worse than what they are because Charlotte and Washington are so bad.
They also got the number 1 overall pick.
I don't have much positive things to say about this kid. I think it was a bad pick, but I also have very limited exposure to him, so we'll see. How do you say his name? I'm gonna let you try to pronounce it.
Zachary Richecher.
Richecher?
Yeah, he's French.
Okay. What do you think of him?
I think he's gonna be a tremendous two-way player.
Do you really?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't understand. Like, is he going to be what other number 1 picks are expected to be? I don't think that. No. I think this kid can be Tobias Harris, right? Knock down threes, get you 18 and 10 a game, be hated by Philadelphia fans.
At home?
And so I think that's kind of like his ceiling, his comp, in my opinion. And he could even get more. Like, he has the ability to handle the rock and potentially create off the dribble. He has a pretty decent looking stroke. So I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, they blew it. Like, there was no consensus number 1. Who would you have taken 1?
I have no idea.
Yeah, exactly. They had the worst they had the worst best luck ever, right? To get the number 1 pick.
Yeah.
And then not really know what the fuck to do with it, because it's like, what are we doing? Like, I don't know who to go. And it looks like the kid that Houston drafted is the kid that you should have gone number 1.
Quick question for you, because this is where my hang up comes with the Atlanta Hawks. And this man was showing a lot of love. How do you feel about Quinn Snyder?
I think Quinn Snyder's a good coach.
You think is okay? I'm conflicted because he did a lot of great stuff with Utah. He always had them there, but I don't know. Is he a guy that develops? Like, is he a guy that's going to take these young guys and develop them and build them into something?
Bro, he made Royce O'Neal a thing. He made Joe Ingles a thing. He made
those guys are solid they've been solid wherever they went.
They started it. You didn't know their names until they got to Utah, big fella.
You think so?
Yeah. You absolutely did not know Royce O'Neal and Joe Ingles until they got to Utah.
Is that who drafted them?
No.
Oh.
Joe Ingles may have been drafted there. Yeah, that seems like a Utah pick. White power. They had man, who was the big man that they paired with Rudy Gobert for a while?
Derek Favors?
That was his name, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I was going to say that. Bro, he was not good anywhere else until he went to Utah. Derek Favors was widely disappointing everywhere else. He was a top like 4 or 5 draft pick and didn't do anything until he went to Utah.
I mean,
Jordan Clarkson was exodus from LA, and he turned Jordan Clarkson into a 6th man of the year.
I don't know. I never liked him. I don't know if it's some sort of
because he looks like a mob boss, dude. That's what it is.
Is that what it is?
It's the slick back, curly hair, and he's got like a real like cheekbone defined, sharp jaw. Yeah, he looks like a Batman villain.
I think, okay, so let me, I was getting an argument with my dad the other day because I have a hard time understanding why these guys get fired for not winning shit and then they get rewarded with another job. And like
he did win stuff.
I know only one person wins a championship every year, so we can't use that as the ultimate like decider. But
you do,
dude. It's like these guys, they get recycled and they don't ever do shit. Let's try something new.
Number 1 seed in the Western Conference. Number 1 seed, Eric. Oh my goodness. They lost in a stacked Western Conference in the second round. Like, what more do you want than a 60-win season? What more do you want than a number 1 offense and number 1 defense? That was your you were all about the Utah Jazz. What's going on now? Now because you got burnt, you're just like never again?
No, dude. I respect that you know how you talk about there can only be 1 championship and people need to stop being so. But fuck that, dude. Like, the point of this is to win a championship. That's what it's about. So I'm not gonna sit here and celebrate a 60-win season. Like, that's cool. It's a great accomplishment to do in the grand, but in the large scheme of things, the goal is to win a championship. You've given the guy Doc Rivers. He's been given so many chances to win another championship. Post KG.
He's won 1. That already eliminates him from this conversation. He has won 1.
It doesn't eliminate him from this conversation.
He's already won 1. If the criteria is to win a championship, Doc Rivers has won 1.
Let me finish my.
I'm just saying, like, it's contradicting right now. Go ahead, finish it.
They keep giving these guys chances. Doc Rivers, to the point, has won a championship, and that's why he keeps getting all these chances given to him. Right? At what point does it stop, and do we try to do something new? I'm just saying Quinn Snyder had the number 1 offense, number 1 defense in the NBA and couldn't close.
This is the regular season. It's different. It's different when people scheme stuff. Donovan Mitchell's not that dude. We keep seeing it with Cleveland. It's also about who you have on your team. There's only one coach. There's only one coach who's making the most out of nothing, and that's Coach Spo. Everyone else has a shit ton in their favor. Steve Kerr had arguably the greatest core ever assembled. And then they added Kevin Durant. Ty Lue, the reason why people love Ty Lue, he had LeBron fucking James.
I know.
Like Greg Popovich, Tim Duncan, and David Robinson. Like, it's also about being lucky and having a dude who can get it done.
Yeah.
Like Coach Budenholzer had Giannis Antetokounmpo. Like, Tom Thibodeau didn't win a championship with the Bulls. Is he not a good coach?
Yes, he's a good coach.
Oh, see, now it's the same thing.
He's a good coach.
This is what I don't understand. You need to clearly define what successful is or good coach is, and then place people above and below that line. Quinn Snyder is above that line, and that's why Quinn Snyder got another chance. He had no plus defenders on his team besides Rudy Gobert, and they were the number 1 defense.
Yeah, and that's why they were winning. Look, I get what you're saying, man.
You could just not like the guy. Also, you could just not think he's a good coach.
I actually don't have I have a lot of biases and personal but with him, it's not that. It's just you had all this talent, you had everything, and we're just gonna hand you another team.
He never had a top 10 player. Never. And in the NBA, you don't win unless you have a top 10 player. Period.
I'm going to find one team that won with the top 10. Over now.
Yeah, you got to do some research, Big Phil. It's tough, man. It's tough. The NBA is really, really tough because one man can really just take over a game. Like we've seen it. Like that's why Kobe Bryant's 81 is special. Yeah. That's why everyone talks about Linsanity. You know what I mean? Because we see individual players take over games. Now, what the sentiment at what you're getting at is try somebody new. Try somebody who hasn't gotten the shot. I also think that's a fantastic point. It's the same thing I say in the NFL. The NFL, I think this applies even more to the NFL. Absolutely. I would much rather have Quinn Snyder than some fucking schmo I don't know anything about. But in the NFL, there's so many good coordinators. Like, what are we doing? Like hiring Mike McCarthy again?
Yeah.
I get the sentiment of what you're saying. I just think Quinn Snyder is the wrong guy to go
at. Maybe I shouldn't have picked on Quinn Snyder. I still don't personally believe. I just think.
I mean, he's asked out again this year. Like this roster ain't getting him nothing.
He's fucked, dude. The only problem is he's gonna look like he's a good coach because he's got Charlotte Washington behind him. But, I don't know, man. It's just frustrating that we're like Doc Rivers is coaching somewhere again, right? Where's he at?
Milwaukee.
Why?
That one I don't know why they fired. I don't know why they fired Adrian Griffin. They were 34 and like 16 when they fired him.
Yeah.
And then everyone got hurt, and then they started losing games, and they fired him. But it's just like, I mean, you also didn't do that man any favor. There's no athleticism on the Milwaukee Bucks. Okay, that's for another conversation. But I don't know enough good coaches in the NBA to be like, you should have hired this assistant instead of Quinn Snyder. I've been pounding the desk for Sam Cassell for over a decade. The man has not been hired. At a certain point in time, there's a clear constant compared to the variables of head coach vacancies. So maybe Sam Cassell is not that dude. Do I think Sam Cassell develops point guards? Absolutely. Yes, he has a phenomenal track record. And point guard to me is the most important position on the NBA. That's why Chris Paul kept so many of his teams relevant, despite them not even really being the best. But at a certain point in time, I have to sit back and be like, man, Sam Cassell must not be it. Like, he must not be it. So unless like you have alternative options in mind, and I don't know enough about the constant rotating benches of the NBA and I don't know enough about these assistant coaches because the NBA is similar. They have an assistant coach who does offense. They have an assistant coach who does defense. But it's not the same as the NFL where we can clearly see their impact on the play calling and stuff. I agree, though. Like, yeah, let's try someone new for sure. That's why I'm stoked that Mark Dagnall's balling out. It's stoked that Ivejiro in Utah is balling out. Like, and the Orlando's coach. It's dope to see all these dudes succeed. Although I think Orlando's coach might be a retread too. Yeah. But I think Quinn Snyder's a good basketball coach. But he's fucked in Atlanta. Give me the under. Give me no to make the playoffs. Give me no to win the division. And absolutely not. They will not win a world title this year.
All right. Surprisingly, I have them hitting over on the 36.5, and I have them making the play-in simply because of who's behind them. But whatever. We'll move into the Charlotte Hornets. Finished fourth last year, plus 100,000 to win the finals, plus 5,500 to win the division, plus 500 to make the playoffs, minus 750 to miss it. Their win total set at 30.5.
This is Charlotte?
Charlotte, yes.
Sorry, I thought I heard Orlando again for some reason. And I was like, what?
I don't know.
I was also reading, so I was for sure on me. Excuse me. They re-signed Miles Bridges to a 3-year deal, and they brought in Seth Curry on a 1-year deal. Taj Gibson came in on a 1-year deal. They traded for Josh Green from the Mavericks, sneaky little pickup, and they brought in Anton Watson on a 2-way deal. Davis Bertans was waived. Reggie Jackson was waived. Bryce McGowan was waived. Alexei Pukusevich was waived, and JT Thor went to the Cavs. Let's take a look at their draft. They added Tijane Salon. I think it's Tijane Salon because he's a French dude. Good 3-point shooter, 6'9", forward. They brought in KJ Simpson, guard out of Colorado. That Colorado team had a lot of NBA talent, but Cody Williams got hurt, and they just never hit that ceiling that I kind of expected them to. And then undrafted, they brought in Caleb McConnell and Joel Soriano out of Rutgers and St. John's. All right, so this is where we're going to differ. I have Charlotte hitting the over 30.5.
Okay.
LaMelo Ball, Brandon Miller, Taj Gibson, Seth Curry, Cody Martin, Josh Green, Mark Williams, the center, who had a great year last year, widely slept on. Nick Richards, backup center as well, was super productive for them. And Miles Bridges is back, and the shenanigans is under the table. I'm not really the biggest fan. And then they're adding Salawan in there as well for 3-point shooting.
Yeah.
This is a talented ball club, and the only reason Charlotte continues to suck is everyone misses 50 games a season.
Yeah.
I'm banking on health this year. I think Charlotte Hornets are going to play an exciting brand of basketball. They're going to push tempo. They're going to throw lobs, and Brandon Miller is going to take this leap from what was a stacked draft class, and he's going to show everyone that, hey, I'm an all-star caliber player too. So I have high expectations for Charlotte, and it's stupid of me. It's stupid to hitch my wagon to that team, but I think Charlotte's going to do very good this year. So I actually have them finishing above the Atlanta Hawks. So I have over 30.5 wins. I think they're a play-in team.
Okay.
Now, are we only picking 8, or are we picking
10.
play-in?
We're
picking 10.
Play-ins, yeah.
So give me Charlotte, yes, to make the playoffs then, and then no for the other two things.
Perfect. I don't disagree with what you said. Like I said, I've been bashing them and saying they're going to finish behind. That's more of a reflection of the organization being cursed. That's what that's about.
It just got sold though.
Because that's true. I forgot about that. Maybe the curse is gone. But I will say this. I just wanted to rant about fucking coaches. And
go ahead.
They gave Charles Lee a chance. Charles Lee was the top assistant for Boston last year, and he was the top. They say top assistant. I don't really know what that means, but I'm assuming it's
he's essentially the assistant head coach. Like if Joe Mazzulla gets thrown out,
that guy's the coach.
He's the dude who's like.
Okay. So he was the top assistant for Boston last year, and they won a championship. He was the top assistant for Milwaukee when they won the championship in 2021. He's been surrounded by great coaches. He's been surrounded by great players. You mentioned that he has all that talented players, running gun, fast, oops, and all that. I hope. I'm praying, dude. Because, look, at the end of the day, there's only one team that I really don't want to be good, and it's the Los Angeles Lakers. I want good basketball. I want every team out there to be a 50-win team. So you want
the Lakers to suck more than the Celtics?
Yeah, because, I mean, at this point, the Celtics are just daddy at this point because they just let's focus on Charlotte.
That was on recording, brother.
I don't care, dude. It is what it is. Fuck Boston, fuck LA. But back to this. I hope this coach succeeds, dude. It's a fresh face.
It fits your rant.
I hope he turns it around. New ownership, I totally forgot about that. And ownership's huge because we've seen it with other programs. They get turned around real quick. Not real quick, but they get
Carolina Panthers.
They turned down the wrong way when they got David Tepper. So you're right. But I hope, man, because he seems like a cool coach. You said he's got the talent. I'm not a big fan of a couple of the guys that you named, but I do. They're still talented NBA players. So I have them. Sorry, excuse me. I have them under and finishing fourth, but I could easily see them over finishing third. I don't disagree with anything you said. I'm just gonna bank on franchise curses being real. until it's not. And then once they prove me wrong, I'll give them their roses. But
what happens to that crazy motherfucker from last year? Just picking wild ass teams to win divisions and shit.
We haven't gotten all the divisions this year. It's just
you heard it here. Charlotte's a team to watch. Eric's not in, so you know it's gonna hit.
Hey, like I said, I will eat my words and I will happily cheer for them if they are doing good, because look, these franchises have been afflicted for so long. Like,
yeah, I want Charlotte to be good. You remember when Charlotte was good in the 90s? It's been a minute, dude.
Not really.
Come on now.
They were good for like 2 years.
Bro, Chris Paul played for the Hornets.
The New Orleans Hornets, yeah, you're right. I forgot.
Like,
I'm thinking Charlotte here. I'm thinking Emeka Okafor Bobcats, but whatever.
Dude, Emeka Okafor was a dog, though. Him and Gerald Wallace on that expansion team, I used to always pick them in NBA Live 05. And I would mess with Gerald Wallace's sliders to make him a 95 overall, so I had a good player. Because I was like, I'm getting my ass whooped.
Yeah, dude, hopefully it works out, man. And hopefully this Charles Lee cat, I don't even know, like, did he play pro ball?
The name sounds familiar, but I think it might just be because of him coaching.
He went undrafted, and then he played for Hapoel Gilboa
in Greece,
Verviers Pepinster, and the San Antonio Spurs.
I think I only know his name because of coaching, because he's been a coach for.
Look, I'm just glad that a guy that isn't part of the Circle Jerk Club got a job.
Hopefully if you're an assistant, you're part of the Circle Jerk Club, big fella.
No. He's an outsider.
Oh my goodness.
I'm rooting for him. All right. We'll move into the last team in this division. They finished 5th last year, the Washington Wizards. Plus 100,000 for the NBA Finals, plus 40,000 to win the division, plus 2,200 to make the playoffs, minus 8,000 to miss it. Their line is 21.5.
That's so low. Portland was 22.5.
I'm switching mine to under.
This one's even lower. You had it over?
I had it over. I haven't even heard any player departures, nothing. Switching it.
You already picked it. You switched
15 wins.
Way to stay committed, big fella. Re-signed Anthony Gill and Rashawn Holm to a 2-year deal. Saddiq Bey joined in free agency. They traded for Malcolm Brogdon and they traded for Jonas Valanciunas. They lost Denny Advia to the Blazers. Tyus Jones joined the Suns, and Landry Shamet was just waived. He recently got signed, but yeah, he was just waived. They had the number 2 overall pick, so they brought in Alexander. It's just that RE at the end is kind of weird. Sar, and they brought in Keyshawn George out of Miami. So those are and they also brought in Carlton Carrington. Yeah, honestly, they had a good draft. Look, man, this one's crazy. This was crazy, and feel free to just be like, Jermaine, you're a fucking idiot, especially at the end of the year when they have set the record for losing streak. Everything that could go wrong went wrong for this team last year. I love the pickups of Malcolm Brogdon and Jonas Valanciunas. That's some veteran presence to put this team together. Bilal Coulibaly's hitting into his 2nd year. I'm super high on that kid. They brought in Patrick Baldwin Jr., who they traded for from Golden State. I think, that's a good, fun flyer prospect. They have Johnny Davis going into his 2nd year as well. 3rd year. Sorry, excuse me. It's crazy. I'm going to take them to win 22 games.
Yeah.
So give me the over and no on everything else. And I think Jordan Poole kind of has look again. It's crazy. Jordan Poole, I have 0 interactions with the guy. I don't talk to him. I don't read reports about Jordan Poole because that just doesn't sound interesting. I think he was humbled last year. And I think that ego has kind of been reined in. And now with Malcolm Brogdon and Jonas Valanciunas, with some veteran leadership, they're going to be able to get this kid on track. And I think Jordan Poole has kind of one of those years that we're talking about, like, oh, we didn't see that coming. And so that's where I'm at with this squad. Now, am I confident? On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm probably at a 2.3. And that's probably a little too high. But yeah, I'm taking the over for this squad. I just think they're gonna surprise people personally.
Okay. I really only have one thing to say. Jordan Poole, 15 wins. You
had the over a second ago,
and then I switched it because and you know what it was? I had the over because I had seen the people coming in. I thought exactly the same thing you thought. Brogdon, solid, OG veteran dude. Joe Valanciunas won a championship, baller, good dude. Brian Keefe is a decent coach.
I have no opinion.
I have no idea because, look, to me, you said Jordan Poole got humbled last year. How?
What do you mean how?
Because the media ripped him to shreds, and because
he got benched, and he couldn't score, and he was on Shackton every single time.
Yeah,
there was not a single positive thing. What do you mean? How did he get humbled? Were you watching Jordan Poole last year and any discourse around him?
I don't.
That's what I'm saying. I said I've never spoken to the guy, but that is an incredibly humbling year. He got traded from a championship-winning team for pennies on the dollar. Yeah. They shipped him out and said, we want 40-year-old Chris Paul instead.
Yeah.
Like, they shipped him to the Washington Wizards, of all places.
Yeah.
They didn't say, hey, here, go be on this somewhat decent team. They shipped him to the Washington Wizards. Everyone's just like, oh, this is his team. We've seen Jordan Poole done this. Expectations were on him, and he could not meet those expectations. That's incredibly humbling. Everything he did on the basketball court was stupid, including not paying attention in huddles and stuff. He got exposed. Again, that's a humbling experience. He got benched on a team that sucks. So, those are all humbling experiences, my man.
So what I'll say is this. What he went through, like you said, are humbling experiences. Those would traditionally humble a normal person. Like, oh, shit, like, maybe I'm not that. This is an idiot. This is a high-functioning retard. I don't think he learned a goddamn thing, and I think, honestly, he's going to be worse this year. He's the most inefficient basketball player in the history of basketball on both sides of the ball. No. Dead last, under. Jordan Poole doesn't belong in the NBA. He doesn't even belong in Euroball. Send the kid home.
You're ridiculous.
He doesn't. It's not about what you like. Look, it's a lot about what you can do with the basketball, how you dribble it, how you shoot it. But there's also other things you have to be a professional athlete. And he has none of those qualities.
He's done it before.
Because he was surrounded by Curry, Draymond, Clay, right?
All right, Malcolm Brogdon, Jonas Valanciunas now.
Oh, I get what you're saying.
I'm not saying he's going to win a championship. I'm saying he's going to win 22 games.
OGs, but also, these are OGs they're going to be relied on in the locker room and to bring experience and knowledge. Jordan Poole was relying on Curry, Draymond, and Clay to do everything, score, teach them the game, everything like that. If these guys are coming in to just be a part of it, he's not going to be able to rely on them on the court and stuff outside of their knowledge.
He's good. What Malcolm Brogdon and Jonas Valanciunas can't play no more?
I didn't like what I saw from them, or mainly from Brogdon the last few years. But I mean, he could turn it up. It's not his fault that he's been bouncing around like a fucking ping pong ball, dude. Like, I don't know.
I'm not saying win a championship or win an all-star or most improved or anything like that. I just said 22 games. Yeah. For the record.
No, I'm just gonna prove me wrong, and then next year.
Dude. There's teams that I'm fading until they prove me wrong. The Boston Celtics. I've heard about the Boston Celtics for 7 years winning the championship. This is Boston's year. I faded them until the end. They finally got it done. I'm up. I'm 6-1 against the Celtics, bro. That's a sweep and then some.
That's true.
Like, I get it. My argument is purely 22 games. It's not like anything else. Like it's.
How can you have the whole world in front of you? Every opportunity given to you that so many kids, countless kids dream of. Like, I'm getting tired of these players doing shit like this. Like, and it's not a lot of them anymore. A lot of them are normal, but like, you get the kid, you get the Jordan Pooles, you get the Rashi Rices who drive around with drugs and hit people with their cars and shit. It's a part of life. Nobody's perfect, but I'm just tired of it. You get everything you ever wanted, and you just piss it away. It's just annoying. Jordan Poole's a sensitive subject for me because I can't stand the kid. I want him out of the NBA. I want him to stop being rewarded for being a cunt. Like, stop rewarding this kid. Reward somebody else who busts their asses in the gym every day.
Nobody's rewarding him, though.
They're giving him millions of dollars.
Yeah, after he won a championship. You can't take a contract back. You can't take a contract back because then you would take a lot of people's contracts back.
Yeah, obviously. I get what you're saying. You can't just take it away from him.
You can't take it away.
Like, get him out of the league. Stop giving him these, because you know what's going to happen? That contract's going to end. Somebody else is going to throw another $20 million at him.
Nobody's throwing another $20 million.
No, not like a year. I'm saying 20 total for like 5 years or something. We'll get like $4 million a year or something.
Yeah, because he still plays pretty decent basketball. If he's not the main guy, like that's the key. He can't be the main guy. His contract's ridiculous. I bet you that's what you just looked up.
No, I'm actually looking at his player efficiency to see how bad it was.
His PER?
Mm-hmm. Basketball reference. What are you doing?
PER is an ESPN stat.
Oh, solely an ESPN stat?
Yes, sir.
Christmas. Whatever. I'm not gonna exhaust more energy on Jordan Poole. He's an idiot, but they'll finish last, and I think they'll win 15 games. And I'm hoping they do, so the Sixers don't have that record anymore.
They won 15 games this past season.
Who?
Washington.
Yeah, that's all they won?
That's all they won last year.
So they have the record? I thought the record was 17.
I don't know.
Hold on.
I don't know. I'm not sure what record you're talking about.
Philly had the most losses in one NBA season.
I thought you guys lost 12 or some crazy shit like that.
Let's find out what least wins in NBA season.
Riveting.
Wait, what?
We got a filibuster.
Oh, that's okay. So the 2011-2012 Charlotte Bobcats only won 7 games. But that must have been a strike year or something.
Why?
Because it's not 82.
So it was 7 of
66.
Okay.
Basically, a 0.106 winning percentage is the lowest of all time. Philadelphia's second with 0.110.
So you guys won 11 games? 12 games? How many games did you guys win?
We went 9-73.
Nobody's beating that big fella. You were the inverse Golden State Warriors, dog.
I'm gonna go sleep the rest of the
day. God damn. That's why everyone kept saying trust the process.
I don't trust anything anymore, dude.
Dog, 9 wins is brutal. I forgot about that. That was an ugly season. Oh my goodness. Let's not hash on that. You got anything else?
No, I got nothing else. Enjoy your guys' well, I guess they won't hear this. Will they hear this today? Enjoy your guys' rest of your day. Thanks for listening.
It doesn't matter. You can still tell them to enjoy the rest of their day when they hear this. Like
Call my therapist. I got some new shit I gotta talk about.
The energy switched. Eric got real sad. You ranted about Jordan Poole. You still got 15.
I'm done with sports, dude. I'm picking up a new hobby.
Oh, dude. All right. Let me compose myself. Thank you for listening. Thank you for joining us for the NBA divisional breakdown. We'll see you soon with the next 4 divisions remaining. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube at Podcast Room303. Follow our sister pod, Revenge of the Pod, on all things social and anywhere you get your podcasts. For myself, Jermaine Mendez, for my co-hosts, for the executive producers, the EP, and we'll see you next time when you come on down and step it.